Okay, I got Tamiko Armstead in. Mark, do you know anyone by the name of Robert Cambridge?
Oh, he's with the housing authority. He's
Okay.
their social worker.
Okay, so I can make him a panelist also? Is it safe to add him or no?
You may or may not want to speak, but you can.
Okay. Dan, can you go ahead and make him a panelist, please? Thank you so much. All right. Kaya, was you able to get in contact with Commissioner Cohen? Oh, she's here. Okay, perfect. So I'm looking for Nancy.
Nancy is the one that we know will not be in attendance. Now, I did talk to Terry this morning. She said she should be here. I'm gonna resend the link to her.
Let me hold on one second. I got a call. Hey, Kaya, can you do me a favor and reach out to Terry and Nancy, and then I'm going to call Mr. Adams back to make sure that he got into that link.
Terry is just looking for the password.
The password is 65 Stingray. It's a capital S. Is that what he's looking for?
Yes, so I'm sending that to Terry right now.
Okay.
Nancy, like I said, we know.
Okay, you said something about Nancy. Okay, sorry about that. Okay. Okay, let me reach out to Mark one more time.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Oh man. Okay, so I'm just going to make a suggestion. When you send out those links, always include the panelist password on everything you send out. I had to get in like 10 times, search all my emails, finally found the panelist password. So if people aren't getting in, that might be why. Just saying.
Well, I'm glad that you made it in, Miss Gannon. Glad you made it.
Me too.
I don't know how long you want to wait, Melinda.
Well, it's your call. You just let me know when you want to move forward, and I'll go ahead and start with the roll call.
He's saying that he was on his way.
Well, he said he he got the link, but he's not answering the phone now. So I don't know. And keep trying.
I'm wondering if you could maybe text him the password, and that way, I don't know, and just in case he's trying to, if he's not, doesn't have that right in front of him.
Because I sat there spinning I tried to get in early. I tried to get in like at least 10 minutes early. And then when it was past 9 o'clock and I still wasn't in, and, it had asked me for a password like several times and I couldn't find it, then I just started searching like every email that I had until I found one that had the password in it. So that's probably what the problem is.
Okay, he's having some technical issues on his end, but he said give him about 3 minutes.
Linda, while we're waiting, I'm testing my sound. Can you hear me?
Yes. Okay, he's going to call in. Hi, Dan, are you there? Can you please make the caller number 5 a panelist, please? Thank you. Hello, Commissioner Adams, are you there?
Everybody's being in a
Zach, can you hear me?
Yes, Mr. Hayes, I can.
Zach,
Yes, Mr. Hayes.
I can't hear you.
Can anybody else hear me?
Yep.
Melinda, you can hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yes, yes.
Zach, I can't hear you. Are you?
I can hear you, Mr. Hayes, and I believe that the rest of the meeting can hear me.
I see your microphone, but I can't hear you. Hmm. Mark, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Thanks, Mac. Good. I can't.
Are we
hear
still waiting on Commissioner Adams?
you. I'm wondering.
Yes, I'm
we
on the
will
phone
have
with him right
three
now.
offices here. And we called this meeting together without the officers being present. Okay. Yeah. The only thing is I can't hear anyone. That's weird. Um, hmm.
There we go.
We need to. Okay. Great. Okay. Great.
Okay, I do see Mr. Adams has arrived.
Yes, I'm here.
Was it?
Perfect. You made it.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yes.
They say Adams is on.
Yes, Adams here.
See.
Right.
Everyone, we should proceed because I know that we have Commissioner Koenig is leaving at 9:45 and there's a lot on the agenda.
Perfect. All
So
right,
we can
Kaya.
take the roll call.
Kaya, are you
Okay.
ready? Are you ready for me to make? Okay, perfect. All right. Good morning, everyone. Let's begin roll call. Commissioner Marcus Adams,
Present.
Commissioner Shannon Cohen,
Here.
Commissioner Terry Gannon,
Present.
Commissioner Tamiko Armstead,
Present.
Commissioner Howard Hayes.
I think they're working on his,
Yeah, I'm gonna say he's present. Commissioner Nancy Jordan. It's noted that she isn't. Commissioner Bishop Wooten. It's also noted that he is not present. It's been declared that we have a quorum, and Kaya, you have the floor.
Okay, so I don't know that we need to do introductions. Yeah, we can probably skip right to the meat and the potatoes. Okay, so the first thing that we will do, we have a voting item, just to approve the minutes from last meeting, from our April meeting.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes.
Second.
Thank you.
It's been moved and properly second that we approve the minutes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those
Aye.
opposed, say
Aye.
nay. The ayes have it, and the minutes of the last meeting have been approved.
So the primary reason for our meeting today is to make a vote on the 2024 HRC RFP. I was going to try to give Mr. Hayes the opportunity to hop back on here. I know they're working on his audio. You maybe give him a minute just because he does have to participate in the vote.
That'll be fine.
Thank you.
Carol, while we wait on Commissioner Hayes, can you just repeat the item that we're voting on?
So we have to vote on the 2024 HRC RFP. So this is the decision to put out the request for proposals for
Mhm.
our services and the awards that are subsequently made from that proposal. So it looks like, yes, everybody is back. So we spent some time back in June discussing, we had 2 special sessions on the RFP, discussing the types of services you all are interested in providing for this year. If we want to change those, you know, what kind of providers we're looking for. We had pretty robust discussion about that back in June. If there is any additional discussion, we can entertain that, but really I think that today's purpose is primarily to do the vote. So if there's no comment or discussion, I believe we can just move forward with that.
I believe our discussion at that last meeting was sufficient and that the services that were currently being rendered were to continue for this year, and that we will have a special session to discuss going into 2024. If there will be any additional changes, then we would discuss those in special committee.
This is Commissioner Armstead. I agree with that. I just want us to see if we can actually set a date for that special session, because I personally have a point of view that I think we should, you know, maybe not maybe, but we should toss around in that special session. I just don't want that to creep up on us and we run out of time because the date isn't set. So that's just my recommendation, that for this meeting, we set the special session if we could.
This is, you all want the special session to discuss not the 2024 RFP, but the 2025 RFP. Is that correct?
Yes, because I think we probably just have to vote on this one as it is. or, we had to the point that was just made, we had so much discussion last time.
Mhm.
I just, I want to vote on it because of that discussion and that this is where we are, but I do not think it's necessarily the right future direction for us as it stands. So I just wanted to make sure we have that special session so we don't feel like we run out of time when it's time to vote on it for the following year.
Sure, absolutely. I can work on getting that scheduled, getting that on folks' calendar. That is no problem.
Are there any additional comments from the other commissioners at this time?
Do you
No,
need
only
do
that
you need a motion to vote or what?
Yes,
Or-
Ms. Gannon, we would need a motion in a second.
Okay, I make a motion that we vote on the motion that was just discussed. Did somebody want to actually read the motion? Because I don't have it in front of me.
Maybe it would just be voting to release the 2024 RFP.
Right, like just move forward as discussed and as, just continue what we've already been doing.
Yes,
Is that
the
about right?
version. Yes, so essentially the version of the RFP that stands currently today is what you all want to move forward with.
That's my motion.
Is there a second?
Chauncey is speaking. We can't hear her.
Chancia.
Good morning. My apologies. May I make a comment, please? The current RFP that you all are voting on, it has a 2-year renewal. And so do we need to drop the language that it would be just for 1 year, given what Commissioner Armstead just stated for the 2025 request for proposal? You do want to make changes in the service components.
Okay, I thought we were only renewing it for 1 year because we did want to discuss that. So
I believe
I
the
didn't realize it was.
I think the renewal is an option.
Okay, it says expected duration of agreement is 2 years, option to extend 2 times for 1 year. So I just wanted to make that known to you all to ensure that you were aware of that, the language that was there.
All right, so
Okay.
this is Mark. So I think Commissioner, someone just needs to make a motion that says we would like to solicit an RFP for 1 year utilizing housing resource funds. Just that simple. And then we will
Yes.
go back and based on that vote, we will go back and make the adjustments in the RFP. And therefore it would only be for 1 year.
Okay, then I revised my motion that we move forward for 1 year.
We have a second.
I second
Second.
that we move forward for 1 year.
It's been moved and properly seconded that we move with the 2024 RFP with release with the adjusted review for a period of 1 year, as stated. All in favor, please say aye.
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 I think there's got to be a roll call vote. And so this is Mark, sorry to interrupt. So Melinda, you need to call the commissioner's name to take a roll call vote.
Okay, let's begin. Commissioner Adams, your vote.
Aye.
Commissioner Cohen, your vote.
Aye.
Commissioner Gannon, your vote.
Aye.
Commissioner Armstead, your vote.
Aye.
And Commissioner Hayes, your vote.
Aye.
Thank you very much. The ayes have it.
The ayes have it and the motion has been moved to accept the release of the 2024 RFP for the period of review for 1 year.
Thank you, commissioners.
Thank you.
Okay. With that being approved, we would like for Kyra to go ahead and set up that special session so that we can discuss in special committee any type of options we would like to address for the 2024 year. And if we have any discussion to make some adjustments or additions or removals, we would do it at that time in special session. And that meeting will be set with the assistance of Kyra to make sure that we are all scheduled properly, that we can be in attendance, and then we can move forward.
Mr. Chairman, I want to be
Yes, sir, Commissioner.
clear. 2024, the RFP stands as submitted.
That's correct.
Any, let's say revisions, that would cover the period of 2025.
Yes, sir.
And so what I would ask staff to do is to make sure we have a timeline so that we will know that our deliberations will be on track to have a RFP for 2025.
Will do.
So I will look to schedule at least the first special session. We can aim for the month of September. I'll look to schedule it during that month. So I will be reaching out. You can look forward to that. And if that closes our discussion on the RFP, we can move right along.
Yeah, we can move forward.
Okay, so looking at the committee reports to the chair, these are things that I sent to you all in the pre-meeting package. I know it was back in July, but nothing has changed since I sent that information to you. That's still the same information that we would be reviewing today. So as we go through the committee reports, this is an opportunity for you all to ask questions if you reviewed the information and you have any questions or comments. So we can begin with the report that I sent. Yeah, if there's any comments or questions on the county housing report. If there are none, we can move to the community development report. If there are none, we can move right along to our HRC finance report. Any questions on that?
I
Okay,
have additional questions.
Yes, I wanted to ask some questions.
please.
Chairman, I'm sorry.
Yes. You have a
Is that
question
Shannon?
there?
I just want to make sure I'm understanding the finance report. I know in the past Tom has presented that. Can Tom go over that with us today too, or?
Sure.
Okay,
Okay, per the, I guess the revenue report, there is, or at June 30th, there was a cash amount of $1,100,674. And, the year-to-date sales for 2023 was 222,932, which was 18.31% below the year-to-date revenue of 2022 of 272,000. And furthermore, going back to 221 for comparison is down 38.05%.
thank you, Tom. That's what I was questioning is, so I thought when we were having a couple of good housing years that our balance or the revenue that we were bringing in annually was trending up. And now I'm feeling like I'm seeing the numbers trending down, and I just want to make sure I'm tracking
Yes,
that
ma'am.
correctly.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It's that is correct. It's based on a filing fee. So, less people are filing things with the St. Louis County. So, that is
Mhm.
the downward trend.
Okay. So I think that will be important to the number, the amount that we give out this year for the 2024 RFP and then what we project for 2025. I don't know if we have a number assigned to the 2024 RFP or not. The amount of money that we're gonna give out, maybe that was in there, but I'm just curious.
You know,
Yes, we
because
do,
it's like
Commissioner.
basically what is awarded is like 2 years hence, if you will. So what is going to be awarded for 2024 is what the total revenue was for 2022, which was like 512,480. So, you know, for your, you know, special session meeting for 2024 or 25, I mean, excuse me, that is based on, you know, this year's revenue.
But that is not stipulated, that is not required, correct? That's a choice that we make.
Well,
Correct.
just, well, probably, that's probably true. Yes, you know, it's, you know, there was nothing set in stone, so they, you know, so they derived that methodology, you know, like 2 years past for the, you know, for the revenue that wanted, you know, they wanted to give out, or I should say the funds to pay out. So that was just what was done in the past. So, you know, I guess that's another thing, you know, in your special session, you guys can discuss of how you know, you want to decide on the funding part of it.
Is there a number attached in the RFP that we reviewed? Is there a number that we tell people that we're gonna award?
Yes, we did,
Because they tell me that
Commissioner.
number.
Yes, Commissioner Koenig, we actually had $512,480 available. However, we have a 10% administrative cost. And so the actual amount that is available for funding is $460,480. And that's like almost an $86,000 decrease from last year that we're having to cut in regards to the projects that could potentially be funded.
And administrative dollars go to the county?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay, thanks.
If there are no more questions on the HRC finance report, we can go
There's,
to.
hold on,
Oh.
Carl. There's one
Go ahead.
additional one. Can you respond to the accounts payable amount, please?
The accounts payable, which one you talking about there?
I think it said 418. It's in the far left column, 418. It's noted in
Oh.
red.
That is, you know, well, various bills that were paid.
Mm-hmm.
That's the amount that was, you know, paid out, you know, for the Housing Resources Commission through June of 2023. So basically, that was what was paid out for 6 months, 2023.
So we have not reached the budgeted amount that's being paid out yet.
Correct.
Okay. All right. That's clear. That's clear now.
Okay. On we go to our marijuana tax update. If we have any questions about that.
I had a couple of questions about that too. It said no update. So are we slow to get our numbers from finance or not? So,
I can answer that question. As you
Okay.
know, in the midst of this is Mark Peoples, sorry, Deputy Director of Human
Recognize you.
Service.
Go ahead.
Just for people who may listen, like, who is this talking? All right, so we know we went over into recreational marijuana and medical marijuana. And in the process of doing that, we are still working on the infrastructure and policies to be able to separate out those two different fund sources, because our ordinance or our statute our ordinance states that we get 1%, 12% of 1% of whatever marijuana sales are. So right now they're still working on that formula, not the formula, but with the recreational marijuana and the medical marijuana receipts coming in, they're still working on the process to format it out to give us our actual balance. And so hopefully they would have that done, hopefully by our next meeting. But that is some of the things they were going to meet this month about, to work through that process to give us a more accurate reflection of the amount of money that's coming in on the marijuana tax as it relates to our medical marijuana percentage, because we don't get any percentage off the recreational marijuana.
That makes sense. Sounds super technical. Thank you.
We can proceed.
Okay, moving right along to our homeless program.
I'm sorry, I have one more question.
Go ahead.
Go right
Okay.
ahead.
So at what point, sorry, I'm on a Bluetooth today. At what point do we start making awards? And maybe during our special session, when we talk about RFP, we could address at which point, in terms of fund balance, we want to make any awards out of that money. I know it's growing right now, but
I mean, that'll be you all's decision if you want that on the agenda for when you all meet. I mean, we just put it on the agenda for your meeting, and you can discuss the process for that. As I recall, the last time that conversation was brought up, it was kind of framed an event that you all wanted to see the money grow a little bit more, so
That is
you can
correct.
have a lot more impact on the utilization of the funding. So, but yeah, y'all could talk about things that y'all might want to see funded with that money as it grows or when it reaches the point. So when it does reach that point, we can easily proceed in implementing whatever initiative that you all may want.
Yeah.
That was the, if I can address that, Commissioner Koenig, that was a part of the discussion, and the whole purpose of that special session would be is to review all those amounts that have accumulated, as well as to follow the tracking of the licenses of the organizations coming aboard, so we could see a consistency of revenue. And at that time, during the special session, we would have a certain amount that we could see coming in, and therefore we could set aside and say, well, since we see the dollars coming in, we can now decide how can we redirect those dollars to whatever particular programs that we were looking at. And that was a part of the issue that we was discussing with Commissioner Armstead. And we wanted to discuss that insight that she was wanting to provide as far as redirecting some of those dollars with the funds, now that we can see a consistency of the revenue. And with that tracking, it was kind of haphazard in the beginning of how the treasurer was tracking the licenses coming in, but now it's more on a consistent basis now that we can see that revenue coming in.
Thank you, Chairman. I appreciate that. And I'm curious. I would like to talk about the threshold that we see in just a little more detail. So hopefully we'll have more information about the revenue that's coming in when we meet, and then we can talk about activities and the threshold. Thank you so much.
Are there additional questions on that item?
This is Commissioner Armstead. I'm not kind of indirectly on that item, just as we prepare for the special session and what we will be able to review. When we had our last in-person meeting, there were a lot of things coming at us that helps us understand holistically how because remember we had various people kind of come and present to us. Just wondering if when we do have our special session, if we could have like a little information that's not just our role, but some of the other moving parts of the housing authority and everybody, so we could get a full picture and I don't know what what exactly that is, but just for our special session, it would be nice to just have an understanding of how things are flowing in general.
All
Hope
right,
that
so
makes sense.
yeah, so how about we put together a list of maybe possible people to be there to present to you, and you all can say yes or no. And if you want those people to present, we invite them to that special session. Would that work?
Oh yeah, that would be beautiful. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Commissioner Armstead, I am on a similar track, I believe, as our fellow commissioners. We have almost 1 million people in St. Louis County. And HRC Commission has, let's just say, several $100,000. Long range, I'd like to look at additional avenues of revenue, because our funds and our revenues are going down, but I don't see any data that says the need is being diminished. And so we have some big picture items. And your comments, Shannon's comments, I hear you. I've submitted some information to Kaya to look at best practices around the region. Some of that we want to bring to the commission too. So that's my statement for today.
That's excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you, commissioners, for those items. Kara, we can proceed with the next item on the list.
Okay, so next thing on our agenda is our homeless program update. If you have any questions or concerns about that?
I may, Commissioner Adams.
Go ahead, we recognize
Mark
Mr.
Peoples.
Marsh Peoples.
At your last work session that you all had, y'all wanted some data around some of the things that were being funded and some of the services that were being provided within the county. And so this is our first, I don't want to use the word shot, but our first iteration of trying to provide you information and give you this information more so on a regular basis as a snapshot of what's going on in the community or in the housing space. If there's something in that report or some additional information you would like that you think we have, that you may think we may have, please let us know and we can try to add it to this report, because I would like to start providing you all a monthly report or a bi-monthly report on what's happening out there and what we're funding and how many people we're impacting throughout the county. But this is our first iteration, may not be perfect. But we need your feedback to hone in on what you're really interested in.
Yes. So yes, Mark is talking about the county funded project, the county funding project data that we presented to you all in that pre-meeting package. It just kind of goes over the coordinated entry numbers. So how many people we're serving, how many people are coming through the different agencies that we fund. So they're really quite helpful as far as creating that snapshot of what's actually going on. And the hope is that we can provide you all, since we meet bi-monthly, since our next meeting would be in September. So I would like to give you August and September's numbers. So that's kind of the plan on how to proceed with that. But yes, if there's anything else that we can put on there and include that would be helpful, please do let me know.
Thank you all for providing this. This is the client served by project type. Is that's what we are referring to? Is that the document that we're referring to?
Yes, that's it.
I was wondering, if it's not too much to ask, if you might be able to just take a couple of minutes to walk us through the document. I want to make sure I'm interpreting and looking at the numbers correctly. Would that be okay? Could we take just a couple of minutes to just, since it's a new report?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Tamara?
Yes, good morning, everyone. So in looking at this report, it is from May 1st to June 30th. And like Mark mentioned, this is our first report, so please bear with me. The coordinated entry is basically showing you that we had 91 clients
Excuse
come
me,
through.
Tamara, can we screen share?
Oh, sure.
Yes, I'm doing it right now for you, Tamara.
Thank you.
And could you, would it be okay to start at the top of the report? The unduplicated clients served total, like I just want to make sure I'm understanding the entire report, if that's okay.
Sure. Well, with that, Ms. Tomiko, all that is basically just the unduplicated clients. So I can give you more information on that through our ICA. However, it's just basically stating that those numbers are strictly unduplicated. So I'll get
Like
back to that.
unique people, like
Correct.
just, okay, gotcha.
And so with the coordinated entry, we had 91 clients in that reporting period, 69 of which were head of household. So it could be a one parent or a two parent family household. With emergency shelter, 563 clients came through. 325 were the head of household. Now, with the entry and exit numbers, that is something that I have been working with our data specialist with, because some of those clients were not entered completely or accurately. So we're working on that process as we speak. Homeless prevention, we served 15 clients, 9 of which were the head of household. Prevention meaning helping them with utilities, things of that nature. The permanent supportive housing, we had 90 clients, 33 head of households. Rapid rehousing, which is 3 to 12 month programming, we had 135 clients, 48 head of households. Our street outreach, they connected with 95 clients. Again, 54 were the head of household. And transitional housings, we served 17 clients and 16 were head of household. When you go down to the permanent supportive housing total, it is 294 and 130 were the head of household. On this report, however, it does not show United Way 211. They had reported 123 clients that was served in that May 1st through June 30th reporting period. And so if you go down below to the emergency shelters, same thing applies. Epworth, they had 26 clients, 26 head of households. Gateway 180 served 192 clients, 77 head of households. Loaves and Fishes, with Fair Overflow, they had 75 clients, 33 head of households. With their emergency shelter, 79 clients, 27 head of households. Our Ladies Inn, they had, let's see here, 30 clients, 14 head of household. Peter and Paul, they had 139 clients and 139 head of households. Room at the Inn had 40 clients, 12 head of households, and Salvation Army had 64 clients and 23 head of households. So with the total being 645 clients, 351 head of households.
So
And
with the head of household versus the clients, would there be an assumption that those may be children that make up the
exactly.
difference?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And I will get you more information on that unduplicated section of numbers so we can have a better understanding of that.
And one more note. So as you're explaining, um, the entry and the exit, what is the difference between those, just as an example?
So the example should be that when you have, let's say for instance, coordinated entry, 91 clients,
Mm-hmm.
the end user should be inputting that family. So we really should have like 91 entries. So that is the data that we are going back
Got
to
it.
correct
Okay.
because it doesn't equal out.
So
But we
would
are,
the exit sometimes be lower because more are coming, but we're not getting people out? Like, what's the difference between, in a perfect world, entry and exit?
so exit should be how many clients are exiting out of the program. So that is the other piece that we are trying to correct because some of the end users are not putting that the clients are exiting, whether they're exiting into permanent supportive housing, transitional housing, rapid rehousing. They're not capturing those clients that are exiting the program.
So is there a way that at some point in the future that we might see, let's just take emergency shelter as an example, that we'd be able to follow this, client's head of household, of course, who came in but exited to where? Like, is there a way that we would follow that a person sought, like users,
Right.
by numbers, sought emergency shelter, but some kind of way ended up exiting to something else? Do y'all know what I mean? Like, is there a cycle that we would be able to trend towards so that we can see what's happening with people? Are they just seeking shelter all the time, or do we get those people from seeking shelter to some type of housing situation?
Right. Well, that's a very good question. That is absolutely something I can go back with our ICA agency and ask them that that's something that we can put together.
This is Mark. To make sure I'm understanding, Commissioner Armstead. So basically what you're saying is when we have someone in shelter and we exit them out, can we say they went to rapid rehousing? So we can break down that exit number to say where they actually went or whether they just went back to being on the street. Is that what you're asking?
Right. Or
Okay.
do they continue to just seek emergency shelter? Or, something that tells us a story, not family by family, but through the sort of the
Yeah. Right.
aggregate
So
data.
right.
Yeah.
So we had 563 people come into emergency shelter, but 260 exit. How can I break down what happened to those 260? Did we find an apartment? Did they get rapid rehouse? Did they move to another county and so forth? So I just wanted to make sure I understand what you're asking on that exit number so we can put a conversation around it.
Yes, that's exactly spot on what I'm asking.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank
thanks.
you.
Look into
Thank
that.
you.
Thank you.
Also, to add to Commissioner Armstead, I think that's also tied to it being a case management issue, because if they exit outside of our coordinated services, there's no way to track them where they end up except by verbal, say I'm heading to or I'm going to.
Right.
If it's within the realm of our service, then we could track them through case management. But if we don't have a case management attached to that outside, it'd probably be hard to capture that information. But we would, but to in agreement with Commissioner Armstead, we would like to see the breakdown, and that would give us some type of idea about who's being served and who's exiting and what have you.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
If I could add, Tamara, this report also comes with a narrative, and so we can ensure moving forward that not only do you receive the numbers, but the the narrative report that ICA, which is our homeless management information system who provides us with this data, to send the narrative with the report also.
That would be nice too. Yeah, great idea.
Sounds good. Thank you, Chauncey.
Absolutely.
Are there any additional commissioner comments on this report here?
I just want to say this was a great conversation and good questions. I sometimes talk to the homeless people out on the street, and you know, it's hard for them, especially, you know, mothers with children. And I kind of wonder when they do get into these programs, where do they go from there, and are they actually being helped? I really like knowing, you know, that the money we're spending is effective. I like this.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
All right. Thank you, commissioners, for your feedback on this report. Kara, what are the remaining items? I think we have 3 minutes left in the session.
Yes, well, we have come to the end of our agenda. The only thing left is a reminder that our next commission meeting is going to be on September 21st at 9 a.m. I believe we are going to do that in person here at 500 Northwest Plaza. I'll send more information on that, but ideally between now and then we will have a special session that I will schedule between late August and early September is where I'm going to estimate that'll fall.
Chairman Adams, may I speak? This is
Yes,
Mark.
we recognize more people.
We have to address, do we have anyone from the public forum that would like to speak to the commissioners? Melinda, have you received an email from anyone wishing to speak?
No, I have not.
All right.
I see that there's a Robert Cambridge that's on our meeting. Would you like to speak or anything, sir?
Oh, no, I'm just listening. I'm given the invite, so.
Robert is with the Housing Authority.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you
Yeah.
so much. I just wanted to make sure.
Welcome, Robert.
And good to know you're not a spy.
Right.
Robert.
Well, he might be.
Public information, so hey.
Oh,
All right,
Mr.
Commissioner
Chairman-
Adams, that was the only thing I want to make sure that we address the public forum.
Okay.
Okay. The chair recognizes Commissioner Howard Hayes.
Mr. Chairman, I wanted you to know that DHS is staffing up to better serve this commission. And I want to introduce Mr. Jock Land. Jock, say hello and just briefly your responsibilities.
Seemed like Jock has disappeared.
He's muted. So I guess he's gone. Next time, I suppose. Okay.
Oh, I see him there, but yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
There he is.
Jock, can you hear us? You are muted.
Oh, he is muted.
Not anymore. Good morning, Jock. How are you? Welcome. Hear me? I was just Chairman that we have a new member in service of the commission, and just say hello and your responsibilities.
Can't hear him.
Okay, I see his microphone. Well, next time. Mr. Chairman, commissioners just know that Jock is contract compliance, Mark.
Yes.
Jock will ensure that, as a matter of fact, he will be on site with a lot of the subrecipients, viewing files, ensuring that the dollars that we do have are well spent. So I don't think we have anything else for the chairman team.
I don't think so. I
Okay.
think that wraps it up.
That sounds good. We will await Kyra making the arrangements for our next special session, where we would discuss those items of concern, any additions we want to add in our review for the 2024 year. So we will await that announcement of that meeting time via email, and any of the additional special materials that she's gathering for the August and September data that we can review as well. So look out.
So I do want to correct myself right quick, because I did say August and September data. The correct months are July and August. So in September, I'll be giving you all the previous 2 months, and that's
2 months.
that's the pattern we're gonna take.
You stand corrected. July and August data for our review. Okay. If there is anything else, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Is there a second?
A second to adjourn.
It's been properly moved and seconded that we adjourn this meeting as of 10:06 a.m., August the 8th, 2023.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all.
Thank you,
Appreciate your-
everybody.
We appreciate your service. Thank you.